Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today it's going to be on my Chrysler Concorde. Driving home yesterday and we lost the AC. We had no air conditioning. So now I just popped the hood up. I'm always a believer in starting with the basics before you go crazy with something. First thing I checked was the belt, and the belt's off. It's all chewed up and it's off. Let me show you that. See the belt? It's gone. Not there. Here it is. Yeah, it's all chewed up. I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but I'm going to take off this whole entire cover. Has to come off. This whole thing to get the freaking belt. It could have been that the belt's just old, or it could be that something's not turning and cause that belt to chew up. So what I'm going to do is take this whole cover off, like I said, check all the pulleys, make sure everything's okay. And since I'm going to be in here and I have to take the serpentine belt off, I'm replacing both belts. I'm not doing this just for one belt. Alright, so I got my screwdriver just holding this out of the way, just for now. Now you can see that belt. See how chewed up it is? I'm sure you can see it now. So I don't know what happened here. Alright, okay. But we are going to have to take this belt off. Now, if this moves freely, that moves freely. Alright, so I don't know. The belt could have just been old. I mean, I bought this car, I didn't change the belts on it. It was sitting. Or something could have chewed that up. I don't know. But it doesn't look like the belt was in bad shape anyways. Look at that. Yeah, so the belt just probably was old and let go. And so we're going to order new belts. Trying to get a close-up here so you guys can see what I'm going to do. Alright, you take a wrench, this eyler for the serpentine belt. That's your adjuster slash eyler. You're going to have to loosen that. If you can get in there, I don't know. It's kind of hard. Alright, so you loosen this nut. Alright. Don't have to go crazy with it. You just want to loosen it so you can adjust it. Alright, now there's a screw behind here. Would have made more sense to put the nut on this side so you could get to it, but no. They put it on the bottom side. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. The nut is right back in here. Right back there. It's crazy. So, we've got to get to that nut. Let me see if I can get in there with a ratchet. Alright. Okay, the serpentine belt is off and the air conditioning belt is off, and you can see how bad it is. This probably got all torn up when it came off the pulley, but this is what the condition it looked like originally. So yeah, it needed a replacement. Should have did it when I first got the car, but why waste money when you don't have to? That's the serpentine belt adjustment. You see the screw right there? I don't know if you can see that. See the screw? That's the screw I was talking about. That you gotta loosen so you can move this. Alright, as you tighten that screw down, it pulls it down, and that's where it adjusts your serpentine belt. But there's got to be one for the air conditioning belt. I'm thinking it's underneath the car. That's where the adjuster for the air conditioning belt is. That's the bolt you got to loosen up. And then you got to loosen the bolt on the pulley so it'll slide up and down. So you loosen that bolt up. So that's it, everything's apart. Now I gotta order the belts and see if I can get them back on. If you're wondering, I did check the compressor, start the car up, kick the AC system on inside the car, and the compressor did lock up the clutch, so I know that all that's working. I know the pressure switch, everything's working. The compressor does spin. Alright, checked all that. I thought maybe the compressor was stuck, because that can happen. Alright, through the magic of video, as you all know, I'm back. Air conditioning belt, serpentine belt. The serpentine belt, it's still holding together, but there is some cracks. I don't know if you can see it. There is some cracks in there. I don't know if you can see that really good or not. But anyway, the serpentine belt was $25. Air conditioning belt was 11 bucks. They're not that expensive, considering if you're doing it on your own, you're saving a ton of money on labor. The air conditioning belt's going on first, all right? It has to go on first. There's no other way around it. Usually, I take the belts and I match them up to make sure they're the same. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to match this belt up because it's such in bad condition. But it's close, so you know you got the right belt. You're going to run it around the crankshaft pulley first, underneath the hose, over the compressor clutch pulley. Tighten it now. Alright, I tighten this belt down there till you get about, I like to get about 1/2 inch of deflection in the belt. You don't want to over tighten it because then it will just snap the belt. Now once you're done adjusting it, you're gonna tighten that nut back up on the idler so you can lock it in place. Alright, so that air conditioning belt's all set. Start the car up, see how it runs, just to make sure before I go any further. Alright, that looks good. Looks good. Air conditioning compressor is working. Clutch is engaged, it's churning. I'll probably have cold air soon. Alright, we're going to shut it off and do the other belt. Serpentine belt. Match it up to the other one. I got to go back to the freaking AutoZone. They gave me the right package, 530K6, but in the package, I should have looked at it. It's 54K0K6. Unbelievable. So they gave me a belt, 540K6, which is too big, in the right box. So I got to go back and get the right belt. I'll be back. 35 minutes later, I got the right belt, 530K6. 530K6. A good tip is check your parts before you leave the parts store as best as you can. Alright, something like this, the belts, you can look at the package and you can look at the numbers on the belt to make sure you got the right belt. Alright, now that we got the right belt, 35 minutes later, because the store didn't have the belt, so I had to go to another store. Let's get it on. Go on the power steering on the crankshaft pulley. Around the alternator. Now we gotta get this underneath the idler. Or tensioner, I should say. Tighten it down a little bit. Alright, you're gonna tighten that idler, right, by using the bolt or the tensioner. By using the bolt, the adjustment bolt. And you're gonna tighten the serpentine belt. You get about a 1/2 inch of play. The belt itself. Okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start her up and make sure everything works. Alright, looks good. Looks good. Okay? Everything looks good. The belt's on track. Now I'm going to tighten up the idler, tensioner, idle tensioner, whatever you want to call it. Got to tighten that nut up to set it in place. It's probably the easiest part of this job right here. And that'll lock it in place. Alright, just snug it up. You don't want to go, you know, Hercules on these things. You just want to snug it up, and that belt is good. This belt is good. Now we got to put it all back together. Gotta line this up. The radiator has to go into the hole. Go into that rubber bushing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the front end. Alright, try to line up those two screws first, which is going to be difficult, I think. There we go. Now Don't tighten anything down yet. Just want to get it so it's, it's in there. Oops. See, that's why you need this cover off, because these things fall down. The brackets. You gotta line them back up. Now we're gonna line up the rest of this. Okay, now your headlights, they're gonna fall down without the screws in there. Again, we're not tightening this all the way down, alright? We'll leave some room in there. Some play. So we can line everything up. Alright, now we're going to line up these. Okay, once you got all your screws in and everything's lined up, go ahead and put the front cover on. Take your plastic pieces, line up the holes, lock them in. There you go. Now we're going to go back and we're going to tighten all the screws. I'm going to start with the headlights first. As you tighten everything, try to get them in the same spot as they were before. Alright, serpentine belts are in, air conditioning issue is fixed. Well, I hope it's fixed. We're going to make sure the AC is working. I'm going to test it with a temp probe and we should be done. This wasn't supposed to be a belt change, but it turned out to be a belt change because of the belt when the air conditioner blew off. And like I said, they were bad. I should have changed them when I first got it, but I figured why spend the money and wait. Well, here I am, sweating my you-know-what off, and it's probably 90 degrees out today, and humidity's like 80, 90%. It's crazy. All for you guys. I'm doing this all for you guys, the subscribers that enjoy these how-to videos, or people that are actually looking for help on how to do stuff like this. This is for you. I'm sweating for you. Alright, my thermometer is telling me that it's 87.3 out here, which I think that's wrong. But then again, it could be the humidity making it feel hotter. If this AC is working, it should give me a 20-degree difference. So we're going to say it's 87. Alright, now I'm getting like 88 degrees out here. 88.9, 89. Alright, so it's 89 degrees. It finally settled down. 89 degrees outside. So let's see what we got for a difference here on the AC. So 20 to 30 degree difference should give us, we should be around 60, 50 degrees for the AC. And she's pouring out 56 degrees. So we're good. We don't even need to charge the system. Yeah. So you should get at least a minimum of 20 degree difference. And if it's working right, at least a 30 degree difference. And that's an easy way to tell if your AC is working. So we're at 53 degrees on the AC, so we're good. That's awesome. The AC's fixed, everything's running right, got the new belts on the car. What can I say? On these cars, the Concordes, just for a future reference, pressure switch on the system for the air conditioning, let go. They're known for that. It does happen. Hasn't happened on this car since I've owned it, but It might have been replaced at one time. All right, we're all set. AC is working really good. No complaints. And there's my final number, 49 degrees out of the AC. We're good. Hope you like my sweat rag. It's hot out here. And on that note, we're going to end it here. Thank you all. Share the videos, like the videos, dislike the video. I hope it's helpful for whoever needs to do this kind of stuff on their car. If you have a blown belt, whatever. Always start with the basics first. Don't just assume that it's something major. Always look at the basic stuff, you know, like check your fuses first. Then look inside the engine compartment. See if there's anything out of the ordinary, like your belt. Make sure the belt's on there as far as the air conditioning compressor is concerned. You know, because it could be just a blown belt like mine. And then, you know, go from there. But always start with the basics and move on from there. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.